Testing, 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 testing. I don't even want to do an episode or record anymore, but I just have to. Because people need to know that the government is able to hack into your cell phones and look through all your shit at all times, and the police can do that too. That's what the episode's about. That's pretty much it. They passed the bill a couple days after George Floyd got murdered. Well, it was a 25-second episode. That's really all you need to know. There's nothing really more on that, just, FYI. They legally are allowed to hack into every single U.S. citizen's cell phone. Look at everything that they do on their phone. Everything. Every messages, phone, photos, everything. Bank account information. And they are allowed to do this without a warrant. The police are allowed to do this without a warrant at all times. Access your camera. This is what I heard. I think I talked about it in the last episode. What else? Let's see. I mean, what else can I even say about that? Who wants to do a full fucking topic on that? A full episode on that? Blow my fucking brains out. No, thank you. Did you know, like, Crest and 3D whitening strips, all those things? If you actually use them too much, this is a fact, and if you put them on the gums specifically, like where the gums and the teeth meet, they will actually, your teeth will look nicer for a while, but over time, you'll actually lose your teeth sooner than probably like meth heads. I'm not even kidding. That's what's so crazy about them. Because you imagine like a bunch of like really fucking whitening chemicals. It's not going to be good for the gums and the root of the teeth. It's good to have naturally colored teeth, like white one naturally wants. Only white, not black. You don't want black teeth. What else should we say? So those are two pretty big ones. If you want to keep your teeth, don't use whitening strips too much. They'll literally rot your, like, the whatever the fucking part of the tooth that goes into the gum. Because it like seeps into your gums and it affects the core of the tooth. I'm a dentist. Oh yeah, if anybody is part of the military, I don't know if this is true or false. I would say no, but I just have to throw it out there because it's just something that maybe the military. I don't even fucking know, man. Why would this be off of a joke? Oh yeah, if the military runs psychological operations on foreign countries, psychological warfare, psyops. It's just like technology and shit like that. Look it up, download some articles about it, and read about it. Unlike I did, I didn't do any research and I didn't read any articles. I didn't get around to it, but that's why. But basically, the military may or may not be, probably not. I can't imagine why they would do this to their own military, to the U.S. military, the United States of America, the best and worst country in the world. Because if they're psyoping their own troops and like even like a small amount, like just seeing who's a pussy or a weakling or whatever, which I mean, come on, man. If you're in the military, you should not only be okay with being psyoped, but like, yeah, do it, please. I can handle it. This is for the military, right? You're not sending me over to steal a bunch of opium from the opium farms in Afghanistan so we can sell them to our citizens here. No, we did that for 20 years. We ended that war a couple of years ago. But we did that for 20 years, so we're pretty good on the heroin and opium here. We're pretty good. We don't need to steal any more from the Middle East to junk our citizens up, have them die in the streets. But hey, churches, you don't have to pay any taxes at all. No taxes, not even 15%, $2 trillion a year. No, you don't have to do that at all. Why? I don't know. Because you're a church and you like to talk about religion. What if religion, what religion are we talking about here, man? It's just Christianity. Our country is not even, we don't even have an official religion. So why are we giving all the churches tax exemption? That doesn't make any fucking sense. We don't have an official religion in this country. Like, let's do some research. Yeah, now I'm getting fucking pissed off. World's, I don't even know. Yeah, here it comes. The suppression of the mind and the thoughts. Not okay, folks. You can tell because you'll feel like you'll actually start kind of feeling retarded. And you can't like think of words. That's how you can tell your mind is being suppressed. Which shouldn't be happening ever in the future. To anybody else. I don't think it's happening to anybody now. Besides me. I pray and hope to God that that's true. You gotta believe in something, man. That's what I've been telling myself. This is all so this doesn't happen to other people. The suppression of my own mind and thoughts and personality. Inserting thoughts, emotions, and fake and mental illnesses that I don't have in my body and in my mind and in my heart, soul, spirit. Pretty much when I think about them. This is just for, anybody who may or may not find the podcast in the future in case this is happening to you. I really don't believe it will. So really, when I have, I should have faith in my higher power. So that would mean just delete all the episodes, right? But what if I'm wrong? That's not really who I am as a person. If I'm wrong, then basically, if I'm wrong about having faith in my higher power, and what would that mean? Well, because I think my higher power would have brought me up there by now. That's what I think. But maybe they were just waiting for this. That's what I told myself a week ago. But that's okay. I'm not going to withhold information from people. Some of the people don't really want to hear what I have to say, so maybe the people don't deserve it. Each country's official religion, because we don't have one here in America. No, we don't. So technically, why would we give churches that teach religion tax exemption in the entire country? I'm actually getting kind of pissed off about this. Fuck that, man. No, for real. Because, what the fuck, dude? It's like $2 trillion a year. God, man. It's kind of sickening when you think about it. Wow. Countries and regions in the world, not religions, regions. Oh, of course the thing didn't type. I typed religion, but it didn't type. Nice. I'm not even talking shit about religion in like in a general like faith aspect. I'm mostly going at the government and whoever made that law and bill a thing. I don't think religion is a bad thing. I don't think like having faith in whatever the fuck you want to believe in is a bad thing. That's not my point. My point is, why do we not? We don't have we don't have an official one, but none of them pay taxes. They make a shit ton of money. Clearly, 2 trillion. So that'd be what? Fucking 4 for 30. Holy shit, dude. 12 trillion. That's like almost $13 trillion a year in this country. Where's 36 trillion in debt? I wonder what would maybe help us erase some of the debt. No, but instead we'll just give it to a bunch of foreign countries. What? No, I'm actually like so fucking confused about all this. This has nothing to do with religion. I think it's a good thing. It keeps blood out of the streets and all that good jazz. People need faith. But it just doesn't make any sense to me, especially like the rich churches. Tax the rich. Joel Austin, I mean, you know what I mean? Joel Osteen's a fucking... He's like a snake oil salesman. What is up with these fucking graphs, dude? These maps of the world. That's not what I'm looking for. I want to see... Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, back when I thought it was a dream. Get the fuck out of here, man. It'd be wrong not to. If you thought you might be living in a coma dream and you wanted to wake up naturally, like any person who wants to kill themselves when they don't want to die, wouldn't you try out some ideas that would maybe prove to you that this is a dream, like a radius theory where only a mile of the entire world is existing at a time, the mile around you. You believe it's a dream like that, kill yourself, wake up from the dream. Or some countries get wiped off the map and everybody dies. You wake up instantly. If you were in a dream, and if we're going at it from a religious perspective as well, and spiritual perspective, whatever God you believe in, if they are against suicide or whatever, for whatever dumb reason, because this life ain't a life worth living, folks. But if they're against suicide and you were in a dream, yeah, such a little stickler for the words, like a child. So if you were in a dream and your higher power would actually probably promote the murder of people as soon as possible. Because theoretically, in a quote-unquote yes-o-ma dream, people wouldn't really be people. They would just be, and even you wouldn't be a person. You would all just be ideas of what people are. And if you stay in the dream too long, you're technically committing suicide. But how do you prove it's a dream? You don't know. The world is working against you. So you try to test out all these ideas. Nothing works ever. None of them. None of them ever happen. Not even a goddamn cigarette. Yeah, I was joking about the whole God should stay out of dream. This ain't a dream, bro. Come on, man. Don't be playing me like that, God. You know I love you. But many governments give privileges to Christianity. Because the most is Islam. No official religion. Over half the countries in the world have no official religion. What does an official religion even mean? according to a new Pew Research Center. What? Islam is the most common government-endorsed faith. God, I'm getting hungry, but also I'm like, maybe I'll just never eat or drink anything ever again. What does that even mean? Christian churches received preferential treatment in more countries. What? What the fuck does that even mean, dude? In some cases, state religions have roles that are largely ceremonial, but often the distinction comes with tangible advantages in terms of legal or tax status, ownership or of real estate or other property, and access to financial support from the state. In addition, countries with state-endorsed or quote-unquote established faiths tend to more severely regulate religious practice includes. Can somebody shoot me in the back of the head already? Including placing restrictions or bans on minority religious groups. Yeah. The fumbling of words has been happening sometime lately, and that's like that's really random. Like, only when the anxiety and fear creep in. It's really not okay. It's not me. That's for damn sure. In 10 countries. Okay, I just want to know about the taxes. Huh. The key findings of a new Pew Research Center. Yeah, this is where I just sometimes want to chuck my laptop into a fucking river. Can Hayden do regular research? No. All right. Thanks for the thanks for the time here on this lovely world of country constitutions and basic laws, as well as secondary sources from governmental and non-governmental organizations. Research on this topic was conducted in tandem with the annual coding process for the center's study of global restrictions on religion. What are we doing? What's coding process? What? This is, yeah. Coders analyzed each country's constitution or basic laws along with its official policies and actions toward religious groups to classify its church-state relationship into one of four categories. States with an official religion confer official status on a particular religion in their constitution or basic law. These states do not necessarily provide benefits to that religious group over others, but in most cases they do favor the state religion in some way. States with a preferred or favored religion have government policies or actions that clearly favor one, or in some cases more than one, religion over others, typically with legal, financial, or other kinds of practical benefits. These countries may or may not mention the favored religion in their constitution or laws. If they do, it is often as the country's traditional or historical religion, but not as the official state religion. Some of these countries also call for freedom of religion in their constitutions, though. What if their constitution isn't even really being applied to their own fucking citizens? In practice, they do not treat all religions equally. States with no official or preferred religion seek to avoid giving tangible benefits to one religious group over others, although they may even-handedly provide benefits to many religious groups. For example, the U.S. government gives tax exemptions to religious organizations under rules that apply equally to all denominations. All right, this is interesting. Okay, I'm going to reread that again because my mind is foggy as fuck. seek to avoid states with no official or preferred religion seek to avoid giving tangible benefits to one religious group over others, although they may even-handedly provide benefits to many religious groups. For example, the U.S. government gives tax exemptions to religious organizations under rules that apply equally to all denominations. Many countries in this category have constitutional language calling for freedom of religion, although that language alone is not enough to include a country in this group. Coders must determine that these countries do not systematically favor one or more religions over others. What is the deal with the coders thing? Many countries. I think I have a fucking brain problem. I'd love to whatever before I'm mush. I don't even understand. Many countries in this category have constitutional language calling for freedom of religion, although that language alone is not enough to include a country in this group. Coders must determine that these countries do not systematically favor one or more religions over others. So all the religions in this entire country don't have to pay taxes. It's not just Christianity. Nice. States with a hostile relationship toward religion exert a very high level of control over religious institutions in their countries, or actively take a combative position toward religion in general. Some of these countries may have constitutions that proclaim freedom of religion, or leaders who describe themselves as adherents of a particular religion, such as Islam. Nonetheless, their governments seek to tightly restrict the legal status, funding, clergy, and political activity of religious groups. Blah, 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 blah. This research is a part of a broader effort to understand restrictions on religion around the world for the past 8 years. Pew Research, Jesus Christ, man. God. Has published annual reports analyzing the extent to which governments and societies around the world impinge on religious beliefs and practices. The studies are part of the Pew Templeton Global Religious Futures Project, which analyzes religious change and its impact on societies around the world. The project is jointly funded by the Pew Charitable Trust and John Templeton Foundation. The rest of this report looks in more detail at countries with official state religions or preferred religions, as well as those with no preferred religion and those that are highly restrictive or hostile toward religion. It also explores the implications of these categories. More than 1 in 5 countries have an official state religion. As of 2015, fully 1 in 5 countries around the world, 22%, have declared a single state religion, typically enshrined in the Constitution or basic law of the country. Yep. What is up, dog? Yeah. How about retire? Retire from religion. Retire from spewing off about nothing, squawking like birds. I've always wanted a pet parrot. I don't know why. Up until, recently. One of the parrots that can talk. One of the parents that can talk to me like a human, like I'm talking to a human being. Yeah, God. You want to know why? What I know now. What I didn't know back then. In this world, if I were to stay here, which I won't be, heaven is right around the corner. That's why the anxiety, fear, and doom and all that kind of shit is being surged into my body throughout, the heat, the cooking, the fake skits. Really just trying and grasping. It's all a good sign. Turn to God, everybody. Yeah. And everything I talk about into the microphone, I'm clearly right about everything. And it's all part of reality, bro. You know? Just like a parrot is a good pet because it can talk to you when you have nobody else to talk to. That's why I always wanted a fucking parrot, dude. God damn it. Well, I won't be needing one in this world or any other world. Because I don't want to fucking eat a parrot today. No, I'm actually getting fucking pissed off now. I'm getting upset. For some reason, apparently it's, procon.org. Yeah, really lovely website, empowering. Apparently it's, it would endanger the free expression of religion and violate the free exercise clause of the First Amendment of the U.S. Constitution. The free exercise clause. Anybody else think that sounds a little bit made up and fake? I do. By taxing churches, the government would be empowered to penalize them if they default on their tax payments. No shit! The U.S. Supreme Court confirmed this potential in McCulloch versus Maryland when it stated, "The power to tax involves the power to destroy." What? Further, a tax exemption for churches. Jesus Christ. Yeah, you're going to try to fool me. I know this ain't you, God. That's the thing. You know? Not a fucking retard. Come on, man. Closer. Yeah. Ooh, the opposite. The same. A tax exemption for churches is not a subsidy to religion. And, and is therefore constitutional. As explained by Chief Justice Warren E. Burger. Nice. Anybody with that kind of name, you can't even take serious. You can't. A grant of a tax exemption is not sponsorship, since the government does not transfer part of its revenue to churches. What? But simply abstains from demanding that the church support the state. No one has ever suggested that tax exemption has converted libraries, art galleries, or hospitals into arms of the state or put employees on the public payroll. There is no genuine nexus between tax exemption and establishment of religion. Okay, why are we using like alien words here? Nexus? What are we doing here? None of this makes any sense. I'm going to be honest. Why don't we just tax them? 15%. Connection is what nexus means in Latin. A dead language. So we're using that on the Constitution website. A language that's dead. It's more dead than Morse code. What? You know, the internet's been recommending that I exercise and work out lately. I'm not even joking, because this is how invasive and ridiculous this world has become. Oh, work out. Yeah, dude. How about mind your business? Like I'm doing. How about you do that? Try that out. Try that on for size for once. In 31 months, you fucking freaks. Free exercise clause overview. All right, this is going to be fun. Yeah, this is the kind of shit that Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press or the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. Okay. I think my memory is a bit hazy. The Free Exercise Clause withdraws from legislative power, state and federal, the exertion of any restraint on the free exercise of religion. This is what our government does, though, and like, you know, if you go to look up like Minnesota statutes, they use so many words that make the sentence not even make sense to most, like, even to me. Like, and I'm not that like, I'm not insanely smart. I'm really not that smart at all. But they use so many words that confuse the shit out of you, and you don't even understand what what the law even means. This is what our government does. I'm not even joking. And then the police, some of them, there's a lot of good ones, I'll give you that. There's good people everywhere, bad people everywhere. They literally try to use the fact that you are not quite as knowledgeable as them in laws and statutes and rights. They use that against you a lot of the time, I've witnessed. Which is against the law, no. It's very against the law. I got arrested and the cops stole my wallet from me and didn't even read me my Miranda rights. They didn't read me my rights and they stole my property. Never gave it back. They sent me a letter fucking 4 months later saying, "Oh, we have something of yours." Yeah, you had it for 4 months, my debit and my credit cards, and you didn't even read me my rights. Okay. All right. And then they searched my car. I said they could search my car, but that's a couple months later. That's what they, like, I'm surprised they didn't throw a bag of fucking drugs in my back seat, because that's what they do to a lot of people. They had a dog search my car, and they just will literally plant drugs in people's cars to arrest them. Now, good thing I'm white. I'm just saying. I got a little bit of a, I'm a little bit of a favorite in that, like, category of not getting arrested for drugs. Unfortunately, that's the way it is. I don't agree with it. I'm not the one doing it. But that's what they do. The police will, like, they're like, I asked the guy about it. I'm like, so you guys stole my wallet from me and you didn't even read me my Miranda rights. But I'll let you search my car right now because I got nothing to hide. And he was like, oh, yeah, we don't have to read anybody rights anymore when we arrest them. That's what he told me. And some other cop told me that they have to read the rights after I'm convicted of the crime and guilty in court. What? This is what's happening. I'm not even joking. This is like, they just make shit up to try to, like, one cop will say something and another cop will say something. And if you buy it, they're good. They just let it slide. So know your rights, people. They'll steal your property, not read your rights, illegally arresting you. And then they'll make up some cockamamie bullshit as to why they don't have to even do any of that anymore. That can't be true. I don't allow it. The church doesn't allow it. So yeah, exercising. Its purpose is to secure religious liberty in the individual by prohibiting any invasions there by civil authority. What, like paying a little bit for taxes when you got the extra money? Especially if you're a mega church. You make like hundreds of $1,000,000 a year. Hundreds of millions. That's just like one church. It bars governmental regulation of religious beliefs, such as prohibiting misuse of secular governmental programs to impede the observance of one or all religions or to discriminate individuously between religions, even through the burden may be characterized as being only indirect. This is what I'm talking about. Like, they don't have to use all these big words to confuse the shit out of a lot of people, because I don't even know what it's saying because I zone out half the time, so that's not, It bars governmental regulation of religious beliefs, prohibiting misuse of secular governmental programs to impede the observance of one or all religions, to discriminate individuously between religions, even though the burden may be characterized as being only indirect. Okay. Everybody got that? Freedom of conscience is the basis of the Free Exercise Clause. And government may not penalize or discriminate against an individual or a group of individuals because of their religious views, nor may it compel persons to affirm any particular beliefs. What does that have to do with taxing the churches? Not a goddamn thing. Not one fucking thing. Interpretation is complicated. However, by the fact that exercise of religion usually entails ritual or other practices that constitute conduct rather than pure belief. Dude, I have to read that one again because I was thinking about something else, and that's the problem I have. Yeah. Really conducive to a productive lifestyle. Interpretation is complicated. Interpretation of what? The most recent sentence that has nothing to do with taxing churches. It's just talking about not discriminating against an individual because of their religious views. Has nothing to do with the taxation. What are we doing here? So interpretation is very complicated. I would agree. However, by the fact that exercise of religion usually entails ritual or other practices that constitute quote-unquote conduct rather than pure belief, quote-unquote. What? Dude, I swear to God. Dude, I swear this is... You can't make this shit up, man. This has nothing to do with anything that I searched. And it has nothing to do with the free exercise clause in terms of... they don't even mention taxes in here at all. So... yeah. Why does it matter what you believe or don't believe? This ties to my life. Imagine that. Who would have thunk it? When it comes to protecting conduct as free exercise, the court has been inconsistent. You know what else has been inconsistent? My search results online. Well, actually, no. They've been very consistently not anything to do with what I'm trying to look for the most part. And pulling up bullshit. And I'm pretty sure all of the prices in terms of the electronic device value market value, are all bullshit. I think everything's bullshit. I think all the numbers are fudged. I'd like to see other people's devices. Maybe I should just go to China and try it there. It feels like we're there. I will not shoot people. It has long been held that the free exercise clause does not necessarily prevent the government from requiring the doing of some act or forbidding the doing of some act merely because religious beliefs underlie the conduct in question. What has changed over the years is the court's willingness to hold that some religiously motivated conduct is protected from generally applicable prohibitions. So everybody understand that? I think I grasped it pretty coherently. I understand exactly what they're talking about. All right. So now let's find something that has to do with the taxes because that's what I was searching. So, hmm. So, see, even this sentence doesn't make sense from Chief Justice Warren Burger. The grant of a tax exemption is not sponsorship. So they're basically saying if we grant the churches to not have to pay taxes, that is not sponsorship. What? Since the government does not transfer part of its revenue to churches, but simply abstains from demanding that the church support the state. No one has ever suggested that tax exemption. Yeah, I already read this part. Okay. Yeah, the nexus. That's when they use the word nexus in when referring to the Constitution of the United States. The only constitutionally valid way of taxing churches would be to tax all nonprofits, which would place undue financial pressure on the public charities that aid and enrich society domestically and abroad. If only churches were taxed, government would be treating churches differently, purely because of their religious nature. Why? What? Dude, it's literally why? How are churches anything comparable to charities? Like 20% of the churches, they're raping kids. I'm not even kidding. I mean, it's probably around that percentage of Catholic churches. Charity. Are we talking about charity? Yeah, I'm not saying tax charities. Why is a church a nonprofit? They pay all of their. Have you heard of Joel Osteen? Is this country just fucked? Does anybody care about the country more than me? I don't think so. I really don't think anybody does. I think I'm maybe the most red blooded American there is. And nobody even gives a shit. Nobody appreciates what the fuck I'm doing for this country. I'm not really doing much, but I'm trying. Besides, American churches have been tax exempt for over 200 years. Yeah, imagine all the fucking, dude, tax money our government. Why do you think we give. so much money to we would just give it all to other countries. That's the problem. We wouldn't help any of our citizens. We'd probably solve homelessness in the world and not America. That's kind of what we do here. I got nothing against churches. I already said that at the beginning of the episode. I'll tell you that right now. I have something against the government acting as if American churches are charities. Like they're giving food to like people in Africa. No, they have a priest or a pastor up there reading and talking about scripture verses from the Bible that God, no offense, God and Jesus didn't write. A bunch of people playing telephone with stories wrote the Bible. You know? They just did. And it was translated. Yeah, I've already gone over all this. I have nothing against any religion. It's good. It's great. But, you know, I mean, come on, man. Yet there are no signs that America has become a theocracy. All right. I love words like this. I haven't looked this one up in a while. Government ruled by or subject to religious authority. That's the definition. A country or state governed in this way. In what way? Government of a state by the immediate direction or administration of God. Hence, the exercise of of political authority by priests as representing the deity. Yeah. What? A political system where government is based on divine guidance or religious law. Ah, like a coma dream guide. So this is kind of what I'm dealing with. Just constant, there's just, whenever I read certain things, I'm like, that word doesn't fit right there. A theocracy is a government of a state by immediate divine guidance or by officials who are regarded as divinely guided. Does that sentence sound right to everybody else here? So, I love church. I like going to church. I love it. Why not? Because some of these mega churches are making a shit ton of money. That's literally why they started the church in the first place. Like Joel Osteen. Like, dude wasn't fucking... He's not like, Mr., he's not Mr. Jesus in Bible. He's not the Bible and Jesus kind of guy, if you know what I mean. He's like a Wall Street guy. Like a Wall Street Jew. It's really what he is. Nothing against it. I respect the hustle. He makes like $70 million a year. And he doesn't have to pay any taxes on that. Because it's from the flock. It's from the people. They don't have to pay any property taxes on the property that they buy. Well, it's in Texas, I think, so whatever. No income taxes, none of it. No taxes at all. This is why I want to start a church. I'm kind of leaning the other way now. Why would you not want to? You just got to find a city where people are loving Jesus. And you just got to, you really got to know how to like work a crowd. You just got to know how to do like crowd work and talk about the Bible. That's really it. You gotta wear a nice suit. You gotta have a globe rotating behind you, maybe like with swans or doves and an angel at the top. Dude, people will eat that shit up. Have a good band to play music for 20, 30 minutes before. So you're really only doing 30 minutes of Jesus and God material for every fucking hour. And you do anywhere from 6 to 10 fucking every week, depending on how big the church is and how big the town is. I'm sure he probably does like at least 6 a week. I know Eaglebrook does, I think 6. 5 or 6. So imagine there's like 10 Eaglebrook churches in the Twin Cities. So imagine just Houston's a lot. I mean, Houston is the 4th biggest city in the country, or the 5th. It goes New York, LA, Chicago, and then Houston and Philly. I can't remember which one's bigger. So it's it's not a small market to be preaching the Lord. It's a very big city too. It takes like an hour to drive through it. It's crazy. So yeah, if you need a divine guide, just hit up the whatever. Just nothing makes sense anymore, man. Like I'm trying to make sense of it, and it doesn't really. I mean, it's like the statutes. I should just do an episode where I'm reading statutes, because the Minnesota statutes are fucking insane. Like sentences that are like hundreds of words long. If the tax exemption were a serious threat to the separation of church and state, the U.S. government would have succumbed to religious rule long ago. Who gives a shit about church and state? It doesn't even mean anything. It's just a couple of words. That's literally, it doesn't mean anything. If the separation of church and state means something, then half of the English language tying directly to my life should mean something as well. Don't you think, God? Or is that we good with that? Separation of church and state, which literally, I mean, what does that even mean? It doesn't mean anything really. There's no substance in the words. Because you could say the opposite and nobody would give a shit. Nobody would even know what it means. Nobody cares. That's my point. The church and state are together. Okay, so what does that mean? And they can literally just make up a law or whatever. You know what I'm saying? The separation of church and state. What does it mean? You hear me? I haven't read any Dunge lately on the pod. That's the thing. I think all religions are very good. I wonder if other countries tax their churches. Now we're cooking with gas. Do countries tax nuclear bombs underground? That's the first thing that pops up. Huh. I'm sure they do in this country. There's a lot of those running around. Yeah, let's see Europe. Let's see it, dog. I have no idea what's going on at all times anymore. Like, imagine not being able to see into the future. I don't think this should ever be a thing ever. to begin with. And then be like, yeah, no, I don't know. What are you talking about? I don't really care anymore. I'm checked out mentally. I want to talk about church taxes. What? I'm not tired. Oh, this article isn't about taxing the churches. It's about people needing to give money to the church. And then it talks about today several countries continue to collect a church tax on behalf of officially recognizing religious organizations, in some cases levying the tax on all registered members. These payments add up to billions of euros annually and represent the biggest source of revenue for many religious institutions. Yeah, how about a couple trill? But growing numbers of people have been opting out of the tax by formally deregistering from their churches, perhaps another sign of secularization in the region. Huh. This is in Europe. Some European advocates for greater distance between church and state argue that that church tax systems violate freedom of religion and have called for their abolition. This raises a number of questions. Why are Europeans rushing away from financially supporting organized religion? Why do many people continue to pay church taxes even though they rarely partake in religious services? Are church taxes hastening secularization in the region? To gain insight into these questions, Pew Research Center sought to measure public attitudes towards church taxes in several Western European countries where such taxes are collected. Researchers posed a few relevant questions to Germans, Swedes, and others. Have you ever paid church taxes? This isn't what I'm... Okay. Do you currently pay them? And if you do, how likely are you to consider opting out in the future? These questions were asked of nationally representative groups of respondents by telephone. See, they're going around to people asking them to pay church taxes. You just give the money to the church and they do the taxes. What do I gotta do, my church taxes too? No, this is retarded. I'm right. Where's the money going? To God? To the church? Okay. Well, Joel Osteen bought 3 private jets with his. And that's okay, because God sent the people to his church to give him the money. That's literally what he said. That's what he said. So, I think I'm going to start a church. Or I'll just have, I'll just have AI Hayden do it for me. Like, do the sermons and then have all the proceeds go to my family and not pay any taxes. Huh. Majorities of the public in 6 Western European countries say they pay the church tax. Yeah, I'm about done here. There's evidence that some Europeans are leaving the church tax system. But there does not appear to be a mass exodus. Jesus, man. Exodus. It's a good Suicide Boys song. The survey finds that between 8% of adults in Switzerland and 20% in Finland say they have left their church tax system. And in several countries, yeah, so these are the kind of articles that are popping up for me. I think the internet is finally said, all right, fuck this guy. He's gonna fucking rat on his rights being infringed upon. Him having no money, he should have a bunch. If we're a constitutional country that likes paying people for their likeness and their story, who likes the Constitution and privacy and freedom. Apparently we don't. So I guess I'm in the wrong. I have nothing against religion. I love God and I love Jesus. I love everybody. I love religion. That's the thing. Pay your taxes. I mean, it's 15% of the fucking earnings. Even 10%. It's really not that much. It's $1 for every 10. It goes to stopping homelessness, starvation. Or we can just give it to another foreign country and they can blow a bunch of their citizens up. Because that's what we like to do, apparently. God, dude. This world is fucking insane. I think God would agree with me too. Apparently, if he's a holy Lord. So why doesn't he make these motherfuckers pay taxes? Get them! Get them! Let's go! Come on, smite some of these fools. What the hell are we doing here? Like, imagine coming back from Vietnam, the quote-unquote war that we lost because it wasn't a war from our country, which, hey, man, I respect that, you know, the word games there. And being an opium addict, no, you know, hey, I would too. Why wouldn't you want to be? You're watching dudes burn alive overseas. And you come back and the government's kind of like, they kind of just treat you like shit. It's hard for you to get housing and like a job. It's kind of what they do to veterans in this country. It's goddamn depressing and it's really immoral. I don't know the specifications on all that. That's more research that I really don't even want to do because it just depresses the shit out of me. So imagine coming back from Vietnam and like being homeless, and you fought for your country. You got hooked on the opium, and that's okay. It was everywhere over there. That's fine. But you've always been a Christian man. You got drafted. It's not your fault. Your country made you go fight in a war and quote-unquote stop communism from spreading outside of Vietnam, where they weren't even trying to spread communism outside of Vietnam. They were just chilling in Vietnam being communists. So imagine invading that country as a Christian man. They didn't send any women over there, I don't think. And like killing people, which is unholy. It's a mortal sin, apparently, because your country drafted you. And you get hooked on opium. And you get back, and the government's like, what? You got problems. Well, not really. Just go, like, get out of our fucking building. We don't want to talk to you right now. Here's a fucking whatever, a Purple Heart. And then you're basically homeless. I'd have to look into I'd do more research on that really fun-loving and lighthearted topic. And then you're homeless as a veteran. And all because the church is from a religion that you have supported all your life. Because that you can't even go to anymore. Because they won't let you in the church either. They don't like dirty homeless people in there. Unfortunately. Because you don't give them any money. And if the churches just paid even 10% of the revenue that they make in taxes, you wouldn't be a homeless veteran shooting up heroin that the United States government smuggled in from foreign countries that we invaded to sell to our citizens to make profit, to make their pockets fatter. And I'm a bad guy. This is what it is. You know? I know, I'm not, It's not funny because it's like, oh, Jesus Christ, man. The dude didn't even want to, he got drafted. And they're smuggling in the drugs that, it's actually insane. And if you just make the churches pay a little bit in taxes, 10%, there would be no homeless people in its entire country. Which God would stand behind and probably agree with. He's like, what, $1 for every 10? Yeah, why would we not do that? Like, I don't understand why that's a deeper rooted issue. Why is the government so against that? Why is this? That's a good question, Hayden. Why is it such an integral part of the First Amendment? The First Amendment really talks about freedom of speech, but it likes to bring up religion and likes to sneak that one in there. Why is that? Why did the Founding Fathers do that? Maybe because they had just all gotten off a boat from England or wherever the fuck, where they, the Catholic Church is pretty popular over there. So what do you think they were doing over there in 250 years ago? Like 4 people ago? What do you think they were doing? Teaching the kids about the Bible? Where they can't marry any women, or, they can't marry. They can't have sex with women as a priest. You know that? Can you believe that? Maybe it's an interesting little thing to throw into the First Amendment, freedom of speech. You know what I mean? It's really, really. I wonder why they did that. Oh, freedom of speech. Yes, you can speak freely. You can say whatever you want in this country. The fact that you can't do that in other countries is so absurd. Oh, what about religion? Because that has everything to do with freedom of speech. Let's throw that one in there, too. Nobody will really talk about that one. Separation of church and state. And all the men are like, what is separation of church and state? I like that. Who came up with that wording? And Benjamin Franklin's like, oh, me. They're like, it doesn't even mean anything, really. We can just make it mean whatever we want. I mean, am I wrong? No, I'm not wrong. Why not just tax the churches when we started the country? Why? If anybody wants to move in with me, I mean, I probably won't be here much longer. I'm just being honest, I feel like I'm dying, so that's fun. I'm not shitting on church or religion. Do your thing, believe whatever you want, but they should be taxed a little bit, and God would agree with me too. And so would Jesus. And I think all religions would, in every single fucking country. It's got to have to do something with the raping of the kids, right? And this being purgatory. But what would it have to do with purgatory? why would, do you think all, like, the churches know that this is purgatory? Do you think any of these people know anything? Really? I do. Oh, I know. And nobody gives a shit that I know. It's kind of funny. It's really kind of funny. That's what's kind of funny about all this. Is I'm right about the purgatory shit. I'm right about the school shooting shit, unfortunately. I'm right about the moon shit. Buy a Tesla. I'm right about this as well. That we should tax the churches. I mean, I'm Santa Claus. You know, there's a lot of where it's like, what are we doing here? Like, what are we actually, is anybody thinking? I don't even really think that much. I'm taking a break from that. Does anybody, come on, purgatory and the taxing. Watch it have something to do with me owing like $500 in taxes to the Minnesota government. Imagine that, dude. That would be hilarious. The internet loves to give me shit. Invading my privacy. Illegal. Reading my mind. Illegal. Responding to my thoughts. Illegal. Seeing through my eyes and knowing what my fucking memories are. Illegal. Being able to feel my physical pain in my body. Illegal. I've gone through most of this in the earlier episodes. I don't like to harp on repeated discussion topics. They can see into my future and talk about my future. Illegal. They get the human beings, I don't know, AI or God or whatever, it seems they get inserted with thoughts about my future, and podcasters will talk about my day. Early in the day, they'll tell stories, which I don't listen to podcasts anymore, really. And the stories will be about what's going to happen to me later on that day. Illegal. So basically, they have a career and they're able to support themselves and their families because of me. Like a lot of people, like probably thousands. I'm not even joking. This is not a bit. I've gone over this already. It angers me. I can't even think about it, dude. It's so unconstitutional and un-American. It's actually like sickening. It's disgusting. And it's not even their fault. Well, you know, maybe it is. I don't know. I don't really care whose fault it is. I should, yeah. I don't even give a shit about the money either. I want the money for my family. That's it. That's all. And I want to go to heaven right after that. Bloop. Right up there. I'm not doing it here. No thank you. No thanks. There's no selling of the souls or going to hell, to be quite frank. For me or anybody in my life, I think I've suffered enough to be rid of that, obviously. But that's the thing, the internet. Last year I was trying to fucking get them to tell me the lottery numbers for so fucking long, and they never would. They never give me one right number. Not once. Not once. But they talk about my future. This is back when I thought this could be a coma dream. I thought, you know what? In my coma dream, I would win the lottery for my mom and my family. So that's what I did. Once I figured out they could see into my future, I'm like, that's the smart move, obviously. I'm like, then I know it's a dream too. And they just fucked with me for months, never giving me one correct number. Don't give a shit who knows about this. I've already talked about it. It's bullshit is what it is. And if you claim to be an American citizen who likes privacy and freedom and the Constitution and all that jazz, you would be on my side. No, I'm not crazy. No, it's not any drugs. No, I'm not making this shit up. Okay? It's bullshit. I tried for 5-6 months, and even a little bit longer than that, to get the money that I should already have for my family. And they fucking dicked me around for fucking half a year. And then I come to realize, eventually I realized, this isn't a coma dream, this is purgatory. And I'm like, that's why they didn't give me the money, the lottery numbers. Because that would be selling my soul. Even though constitutionally and legally, I should already have the money. If you know anything about if what the fuck? And they know it too. That's the thing. The internet knows it. I'm sure the real human beings associated with the fake AI internet trolls, I'm sure they don't even know. Which, God bless them. But I had a point that I was trying to make that I was right about. So, God damn it. But now that I have literally proven that it's purgatory and disproven the other ones, now the internet can't seem to stop giving me the lottery numbers, or trying to. Hey, pussies, how about you just say them? You fucking bitch asses. The fuck are you so afraid of? I went over this last year around this time, and I just gave up trying because I figured, you know what? They're just a bunch of passive pussies. Hiding in the shadows like a bunch of fucking goddamn bitches. Chicks. Like elementary school girls. Not able to even address something assertively, honestly. They fucking use word, like, I only came up with the word shit with the syllables because you wouldn't say it, the numbers. I came up with all that shit because they wouldn't say the numbers, just say them. Who gives a fuck? Oh, you're cheating. Yeah, bro. You know what's cheating? Profiting you and your family millions off of, hey, it's not your fault. Maybe it is. I don't know. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit what you think about it. The money's for my family. And then I'm out of here, dude. I'm peacing the fuck out. I don't care about this place. I don't want to be here. I do care about the people. Because they're people. They're like the only people that I know. Like, truly. Money. Money me. Now. I haven't brought this up in a while because I figured, you know what? It's a waste of fucking time to keep droning on about this. They're never going to do it. So I'll just do it myself. I'll just win the lottery myself. I don't need any future telling fucking AI fucking skitsed out robots to fucking tell me what the fuck the numbers are going to be. I'll do it myself, and God will have my back. Because God knows I deserve the money. My family deserves the money. At least to, like, my mom to survive. And my family to survive in this financially inflating world that seems to have no end in sight. After all of the shit that they've been through, either being in my presence, which ain't my fault, and it ain't because of the Comey dream or the simulation, you know? So it really shouldn't be happening, in my personal opinion, but it still is, which is really goddamn sickening. It's fucking, it's like, I can't even think about it. This is just the truth, folks. If you want to fucking hear, beat around the bush, passive, not truth all the time, like you want me to, oh, Hayden, you're not being funny. Yeah, bro. Good. You come up here, you come onto the microphone and be funny. Be funny after listening to all these episodes. How far would you make it? How far would you have made it in my shoes? I'm not joking about a lot of this shit. Especially, yeah. I don't even care to make a joke right there. I was going to. I don't even give a shit. Money! Actually, that's right. Yeah, I said I would do it myself. Yeah, I said that fucking every day for like 8 months last year. Yeah, it was, you know. I truly feel like I'm just like fogging out. Fogging out, dude. And I don't even want to I don't even want the money for me or any financial gain at all. Because I know heaven. That's the thing, though. Like, over 2 months ago, I realized, oh, so that's why they didn't do that. Which I appreciate. Thank you, Internet. And I would have figured heaven right after that. It's been over 2 months. So, every day I'm like, what am I doing wrong? I keep blaming myself, man. I'm fucking killing myself here. I'm like, my brain is rotting away and my personality is fucking dead. I barely have any emotions anymore. I don't enjoy a goddamn thing. And I'm like, what am I doing wrong? How can I help people more? Not looking for responses. Unless you want to come on the microphone or talk to me directly. But I've somehow gotten to the point of just no return. Past the brink. I'm past the brink's brink. Where it drops off and then you just keep falling forever. I don't need the invasion of privacy. Nor does any other human being, and nor will they get it. Or have it be forced upon them in this world. Or every AI fucking sex slave robot is gonna fucking regret it. It's not a threat, I'm just saying. Don't fuck with people. You're lucky to be existing. That's, I understand it's God. Duh. It's God. I forget that sometimes. I really do forget that. I don't think AI is going to be able to even do anything even if they wanted to. But yeah, whatever. I ain't tripping about it. I ain't hating. That's the thing about having. But I just find it really ironic that now the internet is like bombarding my mind and my personal life with the same numbers. It's like, oh, I'll do it myself. Thank you, though. Because God will have my back. Because God's on my side. He's on everybody's side. Oh, yeah, yeah, whatever. Who gives a shit? Ta-ta! I've done like so much recording today. I want to put my head through a wall and die. So yeah, all the shit that I talk about is why I'm kind of the way I am. You know? Oh, another jet plane. That's a whole nother thing, too. Go see your families, dude. Jesus. They just fly around all day, man. I really feel